Hello, my name is Stefano Dibenedetto, and this is my building analysis model and presentation. So to start, a little bit of history and information on my building. This is the Hyde Museum of Art located in Atlanta, Georgia. And for the form of the building, it's got a very modern form and design, with the shape of the building being basically just like a cube with on a corner that's been filled off, which you can see in the front here where all the windows are. And then you have your other corners here, and then I'll turn it around, and the last corner is behind right here. And then, so for the shape of the rest of the building, it's kind of just like a bunch of little geometric shapes that they kind of added on in the front, like here and here. And then moving on from there, we have the function of this building. So like I said, it is an art museum, but really the goal with the architecture of this building was to make it look like a piece of art, like a sculpture itself. So then it would be like a nice piece of art that would also house little pieces of art inside, because it is an art museum. And then from there, so some of the materials that were used to make the actual building, the building was primarily made up of concrete that had white metal panels kind of surrounding the outside walls of the building, the exterior. So when you see the building in real life, it is also completely white from those white metal panels. And that was the reason why I decided to use foam board for this, was because I thought it would accurately represent what the building actually is and what it looks like in real life, because it is completely white. And then the last material that they used a lot of in the building was glass, which you can see from all the windows from all the windows in the front here. And then there's also some windows on top. And the reason for all these glass windows is so that there would be a lot of natural light that would be flowing into and out of the building. And then from there, so some historical significance to the building. This was actually one of the first art museums that was built in the southeastern United States. So this was kind of like a tourist attraction around that part of the country. And also this was a selected piece of work for the architect Richard Meyer to win the Pritzker Architecture Award in 1984. So the building does have like an award connected to it through that, which gives it some historical significance. And lastly, this building is also used as reference for museums that are built today sometimes. From there, so how does this building reflect the time and place it was built? So in Atlanta, Georgia, a lot of the older architecture, older buildings were actually demolitioned, because Atlanta is primarily taken over, like every other urban city, is taken over by tall skyscrapers. So a lot of the older architecture in Atlanta really doesn't exist anymore, and this piece kind of stands out as one of those older staples of architecture in Atlanta, because there really aren't anymore. And this building is also the heart of the art district in Atlanta. And then moving on from there, so a little bit about how I built the building. Start off with the size of it. So the height of the building, I brought a ruler here, is 8 inches, and then the width of the building, it's a little bit longer than a ruler. It's about 13.5 inches. And so the way that I started, the process I went through for building it is, like I said, the form and the shape of the building is basically just a cube. So that's kind of what I started with, was like a square, but I left this corner open because obviously there is no corner there. You had to make the window. But yeah, I kind of just made like a square with one corner open, and then I started by making like the walls for the corners of the building and the back. And then from there, I'd say the most difficult part of this was doing these windows in the front here. I kind of had to take a nice piece of the foam board and cut all these little tiny squares out of it. And then I had a lot of the difficult part came from trying to make that curve so it looks like it's filleted in real life, which you can see here. And then above that, there was another little set of tiny windows that you can see. And then the other most difficult part, I would say, for this was doing like this roof part here, because it kind of raises up on the roof. It's not the same height as the corners, which you can see here. The roof kind of goes up a little bit. So I had to make like another little section. And then These two tiny little buildings were also difficult to do because of the curvature they have to them. How this one kind of sleeks up like this, and then this one's got like a little wave thing kind of going in on it. But overall, I really enjoyed this experience, and I never really built anything out of foam board before, so it was kind of cool to go through the architectural drawings and see like what they did in the shape of the building, and kind of doing my own take on it. So yeah, that's my project, and thank you.